They made us laugh, cry, and cheer from our living rooms. But what if some of Hollywood's most beloved stars were actually the biggest nightmares behind the scenes? From shocking ego trips and explosive tantrums to betrayals that destroyed relationships, these celebrities weren't always the charming icons we thought they were. Before you look at your favorite movie stars the same way again, wait until you hear what was really happening when the cameras stopped rolling. Number 1. Charlie Sheen. At the height of his career, Charlie Sheen seemed unstoppable. As the star of 2.5 Men, he was one of the highest-paid actors on television, earning millions, while millions more tuned in to watch him every week. But behind the scenes, Sheen's life was becoming more chaotic than any sitcom script Hollywood could write. What looked like success from the outside was quickly turning into a full-blown disaster. Things spiraled out of control when Sheen launched a very public feud with the show's creator, Chuck Lorre. During a series of bizarre interviews, he claimed he had Adonis DNA and repeatedly declared that he was winning, while his personal life appeared to be falling apart in real time. The interviews became instant internet sensations, but not for the reasons he probably hoped. To many viewers, it looked less like confidence and more like a celebrity driving straight toward a cliff with the windows down and the music turned all the way up. As reports of substance abuse, explosive behavior, and personal turmoil continued to pile up, CBS eventually pulled the plug, and Sheen was fired from 2.5 Men. The shocking downfall left fans wondering how one of television's biggest stars had unraveled so quickly. Years later, Sheen admitted that much of the chaos was self-inflicted. His story remains one of Hollywood's most dramatic cautionary tales, a reminder that fame can disappear just as fast as it arrives, especially when you believe you're winning, while everyone else can clearly see the scoreboard. Number 2. Lucille Ball. To millions of fans, Lucille Ball was the lovable queen of comedy. As the star of I Love Lucy, she built a reputation as one of television's most charming and funny personalities. But behind the laughter, some stories suggested a very different side of the Hollywood icon. One of the most controversial stories claimed that during a flight, Ball refused to speak directly to a flight attendant and instead communicated through her assistant. Whether entirely accurate or not, the story fueled rumors that she could be dismissive toward people she considered beneath her status. For fans who knew her as the goofy and relatable Lucy, the reports were hard to reconcile with her public image. Ball was also known for being fiercely protective of her family, particularly her son, Detsy Arnaz Jr. Reports suggested she strongly opposed his relationship with actress Patty Duke, creating tension that placed both young stars under pressure. Supporters viewed her actions as those of a concerned mother, while critics saw them as controlling. In the end, Lucille Ball remained one of television's greatest legends, but her story proves that behind every Hollywood icon is a far more complicated person than audiences ever see on screen. Number 3. Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon was one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, known for her charm, talent, and down-to-earth image. But in 2013, that reputation took an unexpected hit during a traffic stop involving her husband, who had been pulled over on suspicion of driving under the influence. What happened next quickly became one of the most talked-about celebrity moments of the year. As officers handled the situation, Witherspoon repeatedly left the vehicle despite being told to stay inside. The encounter escalated when she confronted an officer and famously asked, "Do you know my name?" Unfortunately for Reese, the entire exchange was captured on dashcam footage. Once the video went public, social media erupted. Fans were stunned to see a side of the actress that seemed completely different from the friendly image they had known for years. The backlash was immediate. Critics accused her of acting entitled, while comedians and internet users turned the moment into endless jokes and memes. To her credit, Witherspoon later apologized and admitted her behavior was disrespectful. Although she successfully rebuilt her public image, the incident remains a reminder that even Hollywood's nicest stars can have a bad day, and sometimes that bad day ends up on the internet forever. Number 4. Edward Norton. Edward Norton is widely regarded as one of Hollywood's most talented actors, delivering standout performances in films like Fight Club and American History X. But while audiences admired his work on screen, many industry insiders reportedly found him difficult to work with behind the scenes. His intense perfectionism earned him a reputation for questioning scripts, challenging directors, and wanting greater creative control over projects. For some, that dedication was a sign of artistic passion. For others, it felt like working with someone who wanted to direct, write, edit, and star in the movie all at once. As stories about his demanding nature spread through Hollywood, Norton became almost as famous for behind-the-scenes conflicts as he was for his acting talent. The controversy reached its peak after The Incredible Hulk. Fans expected Norton to return as Bruce Banner in future Marvel films, but the studio decided to move in a different direction. While Marvel never directly attacked him, many interpreted their comments about seeking a more collaborative actor as a clear message. In the end, Norton's story became a classic Hollywood lesson. Talent can open doors, but getting along with people helps keep them open. Number 5. Gwyneth Paltrow. For years, Gwyneth Paltrow was one of Hollywood's most admired actresses. But after launching her wellness brand Goop, she found herself at the center of growing controversy. Instead of making headlines for movies, she became known for promoting expensive wellness products and lifestyle advice that many critics called unrealistic and disconnected from everyday life. What was marketed as healthy living often struck people as luxury living disguised as self-care. The backlash intensified when Paltrow made comments that many considered tone-deaf. One of her most criticized remarks came when she suggested that being a celebrity mother could be harder than working a regular job. The internet exploded almost instantly. Parents, teachers, nurses, and everyday workers accused her of living in a Hollywood bubble far removed from the realities of ordinary life. Social media quickly filled with jokes, memes, and criticism, questioning how someone so successful could seem so out of touch. Adding fuel to the fire were reports that she sometimes avoided speaking directly to service staff, further reinforcing her reputation for elitism. Whether fair or not, these stories helped transform America's former sweetheart into one of Hollywood's most polarizing figures. Yet unlike many celebrities who rushed to repair their image, Paltrow rarely backed down. Love her or hate her, she proved that controversy can keep a celebrity in the spotlight just as effectively as success. Number 6. Jesse James. At one point, Jesse James seemed to be living the ultimate American dream. He was a successful businessman, a reality TV star, and most importantly, the husband of one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, Sandra Bullock. From the outside, their marriage looked picture perfect. But behind the scenes, a scandal was quietly building that would soon destroy everything. The drama exploded in 2010 when multiple reports revealed that James had allegedly been involved in several affairs while Bullock was busy promoting The Blind Side, the film that would earn her an Academy Award. The timing couldn't have been worse. As Sandra stood on top of Hollywood, Jesse was making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Public sympathy immediately shifted toward Bullock, while James became one of the most criticized men in America. To make matters worse, he later tried to downplay the scandal, by suggesting that many men cheat, a comment that only fueled the public outrage. The backlash was swift and brutal. Fans were furious that someone would betray a star as admired as Sandra Bullock, and James's reputation never fully recovered. While Bullock moved forward, adopted a child, and rebuilt her life, James became a cautionary tale about self-sabotage. In the end, he proved that sometimes the fastest way to lose everything isn't bad luck. It's making terrible decisions when life is already giving you everything you could want. If you're enjoying these shocking Hollywood stories, hit subscribe and support the channel, because the next celebrity on this list might completely change how you see them. Number 7. Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts was known as America's sweetheart, charming audiences with hits like Pretty Woman. But behind the scenes, a different reputation began to emerge. During the filming of Hook in the early 1990s, reports of tension on set became so common that some crew members allegedly nicknamed her Tinkerhell instead of Tinkerbell. At the time, Roberts was also dealing with a highly publicized breakup with actor Kiefer Sutherland, and many believed the personal drama spilled onto the set. Even director Steven Spielberg later admitted that working together wasn't the easiest experience. Rumors of clashes with co-stars and crew members only fueled speculation that Hollywood's favorite leading lady could be surprisingly difficult when the cameras weren't rolling. The controversy didn't stop there. Her brother actor Eric Roberts publicly suggested that fame had affected her personality, adding more fuel to the rumors. While Roberts remains one of Hollywood's biggest stars, these stories created a sharp contrast between her lovable on-screen image and her alleged off-screen behavior. After all, in Hollywood, sometimes the brightest smile can hide the biggest drama. Number 8. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones built an entire career playing tough guys, and according to Hollywood rumors, he didn't have to do much acting. Known for his serious personality and blunt attitude, Jones earned a reputation as someone who wasn't particularly interested in small-talk fan interactions or the cheerful side of celebrity life. While many stars spend their careers trying to be liked, Jones often seemed perfectly comfortable letting people think otherwise. His most famous clash came during the filming of Batman Forever. According to Jim Carrey, Jones approached him before filming and reportedly admitted that he couldn't stand Carrey's over-the-top comedy style. The story quickly became Hollywood legend, highlighting the dramatic contrast between Carrey's wild energy and Jones's stone-faced intensity. Over the years, similar stories helped cement his reputation as one of Hollywood's most intimidating personalities. Yet some admired him for exactly that reason. In an industry full of carefully crafted smiles, Tommy Lee Jones never seemed interested in pretending to be anyone other than himself, and that's either refreshing or terrifying, depending on who you ask. Number 9. Patrick Dempsey. Patrick Dempsey was known to millions of fans as Dr. Derek McDreamy Shepherd on Grey's Anatomy. On screen, he was charming, romantic, and seemingly the perfect guy. But according to reports from behind the scenes, life on set was far less dreamy than fans imagined. As the show's popularity exploded, rumors began circulating that Dempsey had become increasingly difficult to work with, creating tension among cast and crew members. Several reports claimed that conflicts behind the scenes had reached a breaking point. Some crew members allegedly found his behavior frustrating, while producers reportedly struggled to manage growing tensions on set. The situation became so serious that stories emerged suggesting certain cast members dreaded working days involving Dempsey. For a show built on drama, it seemed the biggest drama wasn't happening in the script, it was happening between takes. Eventually, the tension reportedly played a role in Dempsey's departure from the series in 2015, shocking fans around the world. While he later acknowledged that working on a demanding television series for more than a decade can be exhausting, the stories surrounding his exit never completely disappeared. In the end, Patrick Dempsey's story became a reminder that playing Prince Charming on television doesn't always mean you're everyone's favorite person once the cameras stop rolling. Number 10. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence was Hollywood's favorite girl next door. She was funny, outspoken, and refreshingly different from the polished celebrities around her. Fans loved her awkward moments and unfiltered personality, helping her become one of the biggest stars in the world. But as her fame grew, so did criticism of her behavior off-screen. Over time, stories began circulating that Lawrence could be dismissive toward fans and occasionally come across as rude. Unlike many celebrities who carefully manage their public image, she often spoke whatever was on her mind. While supporters praised her honesty, critics argued that being blunt wasn't always the same as being likable. Even Lawrence later admitted that she could be difficult at times, adding fuel to the debate about whether her behavior was authentic or simply inconsiderate. The irony is that the same personality that made her famous also sparked the backlash. Some people saw a refreshingly honest celebrity who refused to be fake, while others believed success had made her less approachable. In Hollywood, being real can make you a star, but as Jennifer Lawrence discovered, it can also make you a target. Number 11. Spike Lee. Few filmmakers have left a bigger mark on Hollywood than Spike Lee. Known for directing powerful and thought-provoking films, Lee built a reputation as one of the industry's most outspoken voices. But while his talent earned him respect, his off-screen behavior sometimes sparked almost as many headlines as his movies. Over the years, Lee developed a reputation for being blunt, confrontational, and unapologetically honest. One incident that drew attention occurred during a university speaking event, where he reportedly ended the session early because he became frustrated with the audience's questions. Critics saw it as rude and dismissive, while supporters argued that Lee simply refused to tolerate what he considered pointless discussions. Either way, the moment reinforced his image as someone who never worried about being politically correct. That same attitude was on full display at the 2019 Academy Awards, when Green Book won Best Picture. Lee's visible frustration immediately became one of the night's biggest stories. While many celebrities carefully hide their reactions, Lee made it clear exactly how he felt. Love him or hate him, Spike Lee has never been the type to fake a smile for the cameras. In Hollywood, where diplomacy is often treated like an Olympic sport, that honesty can look either refreshingly authentic or incredibly difficult, depending on who's watching. So far, which celebrity on this list has shocked you the most? Was it Gwyneth Paltrow, Charlie Sheen, Julia Roberts, or someone else entirely? Let us know in the comments, and don't be surprised if the next name on this list is even more unbelievable. Number 12. William Shatner. To millions of fans, William Shatner will always be Captain Kirk, the legendary leader of Star Trek. But while he was a hero on screen, several of his co-stars painted a far less flattering picture behind the scenes. Over the years, Shatner developed a reputation for having a larger-than-life ego, and rumors of tension followed him almost everywhere he went. Some of the strongest criticism came from fellow Star Trek actors, particularly George Takei, who repeatedly accused Shatner of being self-centered and difficult to work with. Even Leonard Nimoy, his longtime co-star and friend, reportedly experienced periods of strain with him. As these stories spread, fans began wondering whether Shatner was playing the captain only on television or trying to be the captain in real life as well. If confidence could power a spaceship, the Enterprise might never have needed fuel. Despite the criticism, Shatner never seemed interested in changing his personality. Supporters viewed him as confident and driven, while critics saw arrogance. Either way, his reputation became almost as famous as the character he played. In the end, William Shatner proved that sometimes the qualities that make someone a star can also make them difficult to live or work with. Number 13. Kiefer Sutherland. Kiefer Sutherland became a television legend thanks to 24, where he played the unstoppable Jack Bauer. On screen, he was the hero who could handle any crisis. Off-screen, however, his reputation wasn't always so heroic. Over the years, Sutherland found himself making headlines for alcohol-related incidents and personal controversies that kept his name circulating far beyond Hollywood premieres. One of the biggest criticisms came from actor Freddie Prinze Jr., who later claimed that working with Sutherland on 24 was one of the worst experiences of his career. The comments shocked fans and quickly became entertainment news. While many colleagues have praised Sutherland's talent and professionalism, the criticism added another layer to his public image. In the end, his story became a mix of success, controversy, and unpredictability, proving that while Jack Bauer could save the world in 24 hours, dealing with Kiefer Sutherland behind the scenes may have been a challenge all its own. Number 14. Tom Cruise. For decades, Tom Cruise has been one of Hollywood's most successful stars, known for blockbuster movies and death-defying stunts that seem to ignore the laws of physics and common sense. But while his career soared, his personal life became the subject of endless controversy. Much of the attention focused on his close ties to Scientology, a relationship that sparked years of public debate and media scrutiny. The spotlight grew even brighter during his highly publicized marriage to Katie Holmes. Then came the unforgettable moment in 2005 when Cruise jumped on Oprah Winfrey's couch while declaring his love for Holmes. What was meant to be a romantic gesture quickly became one of the most talked-about celebrity moments of the decade. Critics questioned his behavior, while comedians had enough material to last for years. As rumors about his personal life continued to circulate, Cruise became almost as famous for controversy as he was for his movies. Yet despite the headlines, nothing seemed to slow him down. Fans kept showing up, movies kept breaking records, and Cruise remained one of the biggest names in entertainment. In the end, he became a Hollywood paradox, a superstar admired around the world, yet constantly surrounded by questions that even a blockbuster franchise couldn't make disappear. Number 15. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase became a comedy legend through Saturday Night Live and a string of hit movies that made him one of the biggest stars of the 1980s. But while audiences loved his sarcastic humor on screen, many people behind the scenes reportedly found him far less amusing. Over the years, Chase developed a reputation for being arrogant, difficult to work with, and frequently at odds with co-stars and producers. Some of his most famous conflicts involved fellow comedians, including Bill Murray during their SNL years, and later Donald Glover on the set of Community. Reports suggested that tensions became so severe that Chase's relationships with cast members steadily deteriorated. As more stories surfaced, his reputation shifted from beloved funny man to one of Hollywood's most challenging personalities. In the end, Chevy Chase proved that making millions of people laugh is impressive, but getting along with the people standing next to you can be an entirely different challenge. Number 16. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres built one of the most beloved brands in television around a simple message: be kind. Through her hit talk show, she became famous for making people laugh, giving away gifts, and helping strangers. To millions of viewers, Ellen seemed like one of the nicest celebrities in America. But in 2020, that image was suddenly thrown into question when former employees began speaking out about what they described as a toxic workplace behind the scenes. The allegations quickly exploded across social media and entertainment news. Staff members claimed the work environment was filled with fear, favoritism, and poor treatment of employees. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The woman known worldwide for promoting kindness was now facing accusations that suggested the opposite. As the controversy grew, Ellen publicly apologized and acknowledged problems within the organization. While some fans accepted her explanation, others felt the damage was already done. In the end, one of television's most trusted personalities became a reminder that Hollywood's brightest public image doesn't always tell the full story. Number 17. Milton Berle. Before modern talk shows and stand-up specials, Milton Berle was one of the biggest stars in America. Nicknamed Mr. Television, he helped make television a national phenomenon and became one of the most powerful entertainers of his generation. But while audiences adored him, many fellow comedians weren't nearly as enthusiastic. Behind the scenes, Berle developed a reputation for having a massive ego and an overwhelming need to be the center of attention. Over the years, numerous comedians accused him of borrowing jokes and taking credit for material that wasn't entirely his own. Whether those accusations were fair or not, the rumors followed him throughout his career. Some performers even joked that sharing a stage with Berle was risky because your best punchlines might not belong to you by the end of the night. Despite the controversy, his influence on television remains undeniable. In the end, Milton Berle became a Hollywood paradox, a pioneering comedy icon loved by audiences, but often viewed very differently by the people working beside him. Number 18. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin is remembered as one of the greatest entertainers in movie history. His iconic Little Tramp character made millions laugh and helped shape the silent film era. But while audiences saw a lovable underdog on screen, Chaplin's personal life became the source of growing controversy. Over the years, he faced criticism for relationships with much younger women, sparking headlines that damaged his public image and shocked many fans. As the scandals grew, so did the gap between Chaplin's on-screen persona and his real-life reputation. Newspapers eagerly covered every controversy, turning one of Hollywood's biggest stars into one of its most debated figures. Despite the criticism, his impact on cinema remains undeniable, influencing generations of actors and filmmakers. In the end, Chaplin's story became a reminder that even the man who made the world laugh couldn't escape the drama of real life, and sometimes the most complicated character in the movie is the one behind the camera. Number 19. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was one of the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age, famous for playing heroic adventurers in films like The Adventures of Robin Hood. On screen, he was charming, fearless, and effortlessly likable. Off-screen, however, Flynn developed a reputation for living fast and pushing boundaries. As his fame grew, so did stories about wild parties, heavy drinking, and a personal life that often seemed more dramatic than the movies he starred in. The scandals quickly became part of his legend. Newspapers eagerly followed his turbulent relationships and reckless behavior, turning him into one of Hollywood's first true bad boys. Some critics viewed him as irresponsible and self-indulgent, while others saw him as a rebellious star who refused to follow the rules. Either way, Flynn's reputation became almost as famous as his films. In the end, he helped create a celebrity blueprint that Hollywood still knows well today, a charismatic superstar whose greatest performance may have been the chaotic life he lived when the cameras weren't rolling. Number 20. Bing Crosby. For decades, Bing Crosby was one of America's most beloved entertainers. With his smooth voice, hit records, and classic films like White Christmas, he became the image of warmth, charm, and family-friendly success. To fans, Crosby seemed like the perfect father figure, the kind of man who could sing a holiday song and instantly make everything feel cozy. But behind that wholesome image, a very different story would later emerge. Years after Crosby's death, several of his children described a far harsher side of the legendary star. In particular, his son Gary Crosby claimed that Bing ruled the household with strict discipline and frequent punishments, painting a picture that shocked many fans. The allegations sparked a wave of controversy as people struggled to reconcile the gentle voice they knew from the radio with the stern father described by his family. Suddenly, the man who sounded like Christmas morning was being discussed in a much darker light. While some family members disputed parts of those accounts, the stories permanently complicated Crosby's legacy. Despite the controversy, Bing Crosby remains one of the most influential performers in entertainment history. Yet his story serves as another reminder that in Hollywood, the public image people fall in love with and the private person behind it can sometimes be worlds apart.